Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. In this 1-hour special, we're looking at corrupt police officers who shamelessly abuse their authority and violate innocent people's constitutional rights. First up, we have an incident where a power-tripping police officer illegally arrested a woman who was simply exercising her freedom of speech on a public sidewalk. Even after realizing how severely unlawful the arrest was, she was still charged with completely bogus crimes out of pure retaliation. This incident occurred on October 4th, 2023, when an officer with the DeLand Police Department spotted a woman standing on a sidewalk with a sign in her hands. For some odd reason, the officer decided that it would be a good idea to confront the 52-year-old woman named Alexandria Patach, who was obviously doing nothing illegal. The entire confrontation was captured on the officer's body cam, which we will now watch.
Hello, miss. I'm Officer Fraude, the Land Police Department. The reason why I'm here today is because I feel like you already know, but the Land City Ordinance prevents people from...
Was that you that just...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was clearly entrapment, right?
Entrapment?
Did you know the lady?
What lady?
Listen, I met you with Stives. I don't want any trouble. What's the problem?
What lady?
What's the problem?
The problem is your panhandling. What does the other sign say? I saw you got money.
If you didn't see it, then we don't need to be talking.
I saw it.
What did it say?
What did the sign say?
Yes, sir. What did the sign say?
I don't know what the other sign said. I saw you grab
Okay.
I saw you grab money from the lady.
And that was a friend of mine that I had a date with to help me out.
As I said, I saw you grab money from a person while you're holding the sign. What?
Are you going to feed me?
Why would I feed you?
How do you know I didn't know that? If you don't know that person, how do you know I don't know that person?
It doesn't matter. I saw you grab money.
I know the person.
You have a sign clearly out here saying that you are forced to feed. I can read it. Yes, I can read it.
What does the sign say?
I can read it once again. But
is this sign asking for anything?
Once again, I can read it.
Is this sign asking for anything?
I can read it. I can see that you have a sign there. I can see that someone handed you money. Once again, I'm not trying to arrest you today, right? But panhandling is against the city ordinance.
Let me just tell you, that would be a very bad thing for the Land Police Department. How's your new chief?
Understand that panhandling is against the city ordinance. I'm not going to argue with you about that, right? So I'm going to give you.
Go away.
I'm going to give you a chance for you to go away, right?
No, because I'm not asking for anything on that sign.
If you're not planning to leave, once again, you're going to be arrested for panhandling. You're going to be arrested for panhandling. All right?
Okay, I want you to repeat everything you just said.
If you are not going to leave, once again, you will be arrested for panhandling.
Well, I'm arrested for panhandling. Why?
Because it's against the city ordinance.
Right off the bat, the officer decided to escalate the situation without properly judging whether Ms. Patach was actually committing a crime or not. He simply approached her and started to threaten her by giving her two options: either step off the sidewalk and leave, or get arrested for panhandling. Now let's begin by looking at what panhandling is defined as in DeLand, Florida. As per the DeLand Ordinance number 21-29A3, panhandle means to ask for, demand, or solicit money, gifts, or donations, either by words, bodily gestures, signs, or other means. The terms panhandle, solicit, and beg are synonymous in meaning. Panhandling is any solicitation made in person, requesting an immediate donation of money or other thing of value. Panhandling does not include passively standing or sitting with a sign or other indication that one is seeking donations at a location not prohibited by this section and not in a manner prohibited by this section. Just by the definition of this crime, we can already say that Mrs. Patach was not committing a crime, as none of her signs implied that she was asking for money. In other words, she was not panhandling, which means that the officer's accusation may be illegitimate to begin with. On top of this, ordering Mrs. Patach to leave a public area was certainly out of hand, and the officer had no authority to give such an order, as it would be deemed unlawful. Bear in mind that many sidewalks are public property, which means they're not owned by a specific person or business. They are part of the public domain, like roadways, and it's usually the city or municipality's responsibility to maintain them. In most Florida communities, the burden of sidewalk maintenance is on the municipalities or local governments. Some localities place the responsibility on the owner of an adjacent property for maintenance and repair, but it could still be the city that's liable in a lawsuit. For example, one Florida court, Schupbach v. City of Sarasota, ruled that the city of Sarasota wasn't liable for an accident on a public sidewalk that's shared with a property owner unless the city were to pass an ordinance making it possible to sue the property owner for poor maintenance. So what the officer was doing went against his job of upholding the constitutional rights of the public. Let's continue watching as the incident gets worse.
When did I panhandle?
You're on the side of a road with a sign, and I saw you grab money.
This sign isn't asking for anything.
I saw you grab money
and that was a friend of mine.
Once again, what does that sign say?
What does it say?
That's a good question. What does it say?
Well, if you don't know what it says...
Once again, I'm not arguing with you.
So you are threatening to arrest me?
Yes, I'm not threatening. You will be arrested for panhandling if you choose not to leave.
Choose not to leave?
Yeah.
Leave where?
The corner of the street, or stop asking for money.
I'm not going to stop asking for money. You tell the GoFundMes to stop asking for money. You tell the getting taxpayer money that are out there drugging and dealing.
So you're not going to stop asking for money?
What?
You're not going to stop asking for money at this intersection?
Okay, I need you to leave me alone.
As I said, you just said you're not
going to follow your chief if you don't leave me alone.
You just said you're not going to stop.
You're going to follow your chief or captain, whoever was recently fired.
I got you. So you just said you're not going to stop asking for money?
I didn't say that. I want you to leave me alone.
Are you going to leave the intersection?
You're asking me to stop asking for money. That's the end of the conversation. If I choose to do it again, then you have grounds. Now, whether or not you're here and that happens, that's it.
That's what I'm asking you. Are you going to leave the intersection?
I need you to leave me alone.
No, you're not going to leave the intersection?
I need you to leave me.
You're going to continue to ask for money?
You're telling me to leave the intersection?
You leave the intersection and stop asking for money.
I'm not leaving this intersection. It's public property.
Are you going to stop asking for money on the intersection?
You know what? You're harassing me.
Are you going to stop asking for money on the intersection?
You're not going to win. Got it, brother?
You ready?
I'm not ready for anything.
Are you going to stop asking for money for the intersection?
I need you to leave me alone.
As you said, are you going to stop asking for money on the intersection?
You keep asking me the same question.
Yes, because you haven't answered it.
I'm not talking to you. I have no reason to talk to you. You have no reason to talk to me. There's nothing here. No, you didn't. You saw me accept money from a friend.
I saw you accept money on the intersection.
Are you going to pay for my lunch?
No, I'm not going to pay for your lunch.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Then we're done.
So are you going to stop?
We are done.
Are you going to stop?
We are done.
I need an answer from you. If you're not going to stop, you're going to be arrested.
You don't need an answer from me. You need to catch me again. You can't touch me.
As you can tell, this is where the officer let his ego take over his job and went hands-on with Mrs. Patach for absolutely no reason. In fact, there was one reason that the officer gave, but it was completely false and unjustified. He claimed that panhandling was against the city ordinance, and that's why Mrs. Patach would be arrested. Even though we've discussed how Ms. Patach was technically not panhandling, let's assume that she was. Would this confrontation still be justified? Well, the answer is no. First of all, it's important to know that an unconstitutional solicitation ordinance does indeed exist in a different city of the state, and it's section 10.7-9. The ordinance says that you basically need to be a 501c3 organization in order to obtain a permit at all. In other words, you need to be a church organization. But the problem is that soliciting has long been declared by the courts as a First Amendment protected activity. If we look at the 2016 case of City of Lakewood v. Robert Willis, the Washington Supreme Court declared that Willis being arrested for soliciting money was a violation of his First and 14th Amendment rights. A similar decision was made in the 2021 case of Watros v. the State of Florida, showing that courts have consistently, time and time again, come to the same conclusion that panhandling or solicitation is protected under the United States Constitution. Secondly, we heard the officer state multiple times that panhandling is against the city ordinance, but this was a completely false claim. If we look at the ordinance for the city of DeLand, it states that panhandling is prohibited at high-risk intersections within the city of DeLand. The 9 locations were designated as high risk following a study conducted by the DeLand Police Department. In 2022, commissioners amended the panhandling ordinance to include the 9 intersections after police found excessive accidents with many involving pedestrians. These 9 intersections are listed in the ordinance, but the thing is, Ms. Patach was at neither of these intersections. She was at a completely different one that was never listed in the prohibited intersections. In simple words, this has now become a blatantly illegal encounter between the officer and Ms. Patach, who was innocent.
You can't touch. You're not going to break the phone. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me.
5 Alpha 2 on Central, don't be
You're hurting me, and I'm not. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're using way too much force.
You're pulling away. You're resisting.
Do you see this, sir? I'm not cooperating with anything. Just let me go.
Yeah, try to.
Did you see? There's a panhandlers everywhere. Tried to give me a chance.
I did.
tried to give me a chance.
Yeah,
You just want my stuff.
I don't care about your stuff.
It's evidence, and yes, you do care about my stuff. You didn't try to give me a chance. And give me my phone. Give me
You'll
my
get your phone, don't worry.
Give me my phone.
You'll get your phone, don't worry.
Give me my phone. And you grabbed my phone out of my hand. I can't record you?
You can record me, but once again, now you're being placed, you're detained.
Okay,
So
let go of me. I'm handcuffed.
Yeah.
I have no weapons. Let go of me. And you just stepped on my phone. Give me my phone.
I'm gonna put it
Give me
in
my phone. It's evidence. Give me my phone. Get the you're hurting me.
You decided to do this.
I didn't do this.
You had no reason.
I had no reason to do what?
Okay, let me call you back.
When we get in front of this judge and the evidence is presented, your police department's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Give me my phone. Why are you holding on? Why are you grabbing me?
5 Alpha 2 on Central. Do you have a unit tonight?
Why are you grabbing me? Why are you grabbing me? I'm handcuffed. I can't go. Let go of my arm. Let go of my arm.
Away.
Let go of my arm.
Are you gonna sit down? You gonna sit down?
No, I don't want to sit down. Why do I have to sit down?
You don't have to sit down. I'm just asking.
Let go of my arm. Let go of my arm.
We're waiting till someone else gets here.
Give me my sign. Give me my sign. You kick my... You are squeezing me.
Yes, because you will keep pulling
Get
away.
the f off me now.
Keep pulling away.
You are going to lose your job.
Okay.
This is police brutality. Let go of me.
Being so brutal.
Yes, let go of me. You're enjoying this.
I'm not. I wanted you to just walk away.
BLM. You walk away. Who the hell are you to tell me to walk away? BLM? The first thing I want, get off of me. Why are you taking my...
Because you're not supposed to have anything on you.
Listen, get off me. Why do you have to have my headphones?
Drop them.
Why do I have to? No, you're not. Why are you hurting me?
Drop the headphones.
You are hurting
Drop
me.
the headphones.
I will not drop the headphones. You afraid of a little microphone, officer?
I don't have a problem.
You are hurting me.
Everything's being recorded on my body, man.
You know what? You're hurting my other wrist. You know it.
So let go of the headphones.
Deland Police Department. Unnecessary brutality. I am handcuffed. Let me go. Let me go.
No. I already tried to let you go, and you decided to...
Let me go. Police brutality, Volusia County, Deland. You know the governor?
DeSantis?
You know the governor?
DeSantis?
Do you think yeah.
Do I think he has a problem with this? No.
You want to make a bet?
All right, sure.
Where are you taking me?
I can't.
You're not separating me from my belongings.
That's a good point.
We're not leaving until you get someone here with my stuff's gone.
I got you. You're good.
Get off of me.
You want to sit down?
No.
Okay, then.
Why would I want to sit down? Nice f***ing accent, by the way. You let that slip. Let me go.
Where do you think I'm from?
You're hurting me.
How am I hurting you?
Let me
Would you like to see... Would you like medical attention?
No, I don't need medical
So I'm not
attention.
hurting you.
You know what? This is unnecessary. You're making a public scene. Do you see? I see what you're doing with this handcuff right here. Let me tell you something. You are going to lose your job.
Okay.
And you'll never work as a police officer. What are you doing? Why is that necessary? Why is that necessary?
2-1 to 5 Alpha 10 on patrol.
Why is that necessary? I can't believe...
On the intersection, yes, sir.
Why are you squeezing? You're squeezing my hand and my wrist. You're putting pressure. You're hurting me.
Yeah, because you keep on moving.
Let me go! I'm in handcuffs. There's nothing I can do. I have
You can
no
run,
weapons.
obviously.
Give me
you
a
have your
break.
feet.
I'm not gonna run.
Okay, you keep on pulling, so that there's no implication that you won't run.
Oh my God. Why, to get shot? To
Why
give
would
you
I
the
shoot you?
excuse to shoot somebody? Because that's what some of y'all like to do.
She has her stuff here, I just don't want to leave it.
I want my phone.
Where are you going?
Police brutality. Because I'm white. Welcome to the land.
You good, man? Yeah, I'm good. My sergeant's right there.
How's your captain? Must be another Democrat.
As seen in the footage, Ms. Bataj was falsely detained and arrested at this point for no good reason. We've already discussed how there was no lawful justification for the officer's contact with Ms. Bataj because no crime was committed in the first place. But here we are, seeing an officer use an irrational amount of force against an innocent member of the public. Now let's understand exactly when someone can be detained and arrested. According to Section 901.151 of the 2023 Florida statutes, it's made clear in subsection 2 that whenever any law enforcement officer of this state encounters any person under circumstances which reasonably indicate that such person has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a violation of the criminal laws of this state or the criminal ordinances of any municipality or county, the officer may temporarily detain such person for the purpose of ascertaining the identity of the person temporarily detained and the circumstances surrounding the person's presence abroad. Within this statute, it's also highlighted that if at any time after the onset of the temporary detention authorized by subsection 2, probable cause for the arrest of a person shall appear, the person shall be arrested. If after an inquiry into the circumstances which prompted the temporary detention, no probable cause for the arrest of the person shall appear, the person shall be released. Judging by this statute, it's more than clear that this was a false arrest, since no crime was committed. But now that the sergeant has arrived, we will see how things continue to escalate.
Wait a minute.
We're going.
What are you doing?
We're going.
We're going where?
To
Give
my
me
car.
my phone. I want my phone.
Your stuff is
No.
with my...
Stop pushing me.
All of your
What
stuff
the-
is with my sergeant.
No, I'm not going with you alone. I'm not going with this man alone. He is hurting me. This man is hurting me. I'm not walking with him. I'm not going in that car alone. I'm not going in this car alone. I'm not going alone. I'll go with you. I'm not going with him. I'm not going with him. He's been hurting me. I'm not going with him. And I am not on my fucking knees for you. Listen, I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
You're getting in that car?
I'm not getting.
Whether I put you in it or you get in it
Not
on
with
your
him
own.
alone. Not with him alone. You're gonna push me in it?
I said I will put you in it.
You said push. What the f is wrong with you? This is not. What is wrong with you? Thank you for the lawsuit. Thank you for the lawsuit. Thank you for the lawsuit. Thank you for the lawsuit.
You gotta get that purse.
My what?
The purse.
You need to zip right up. Hold on a minute. That's my identification. You're not getting it. You're not getting my ID.
I have to...
You're not getting my ID. What is wrong with you? This is unnecessary. Get your hand off of me. Oh, and you're covering your hand, so no DNA, right? This. Get your hand off of me. You are hurting me.
Appreciate it.
You are hurting me.
Go for him.
Hurting me.
Yes, please.
What are you doing?
Get in your purse.
What do you mean getting it? Why do you want my purse? You're not done stealing?
Just got a duck grip on this.
You can break my finger, I swear to Christ. You have no idea what you're doing. None. None.
Okay. You can put her in until 51 gets here, or 52.
51. You're the later in the back seat, you f***ing losers. Good job. Get off my arm. Why are you twisting my f***ing arm? I'll walk in if I swear to
Come on,
Christ.
she's here.
Back up.
Pick that up. That's mine.
That's yours?
Yes, it is.
I got you.
You don't know that that's mine? You're hurting my arm.
Quit tensing up.
I am not tensing up. Get off my arm. Listen to me. What are you doing? What are you?
She's searching
You need to
you.
tell me what you're doing. Now I got 3 officers. All brutality. I have nothing on me. And you're f***ing following me.
Since you're here, can you go grab her stuff? It's all over there in the corner. It's the sergeant's car. You gotta go around.
I have nothing on me. I can't wait to go in front of the f***ing judge and explain every aspect. You want to call my friend who I got money from? Paraduski, Ukraine. There's a curb there. What is wrong with you? Give me that.
Get in the car.
Get off me.
Get in the car.
Let me get in the car.
Get in the car, or I'm putting you in the car.
Let me get in the car.
Let's go to the other
Let
side.
go of me, please.
Put your foot in the car.
Contrary to what one would expect, the belligerent sergeant who arrived at the scene immediately decided to escalate the ordeal even further and refused to assess whether the ordeal was even lawful to begin with. He simply arrived, yelled at Ms. Patosh, then assisted the first officer in dragging her, pushing her, and twisting her arm. Then, to make things worse, seized all her belongings and even searched her. All these actions were undoubtedly tyrannical, from the use of force to violating her Fourth Amendment right. The Fourth Amendment states that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause. But in this case, Ms. Patosh was illegally searched and seized since there was absolutely no probable cause to arrest her. Some may argue that Ms. Patosh was in fact resisting, but let's not forget that she was essentially being kidnapped at this point.
That'd be nice too.
You are. Want my turn, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, Newton's grabbing all that. No.
Let me grab his sign.
I got gloves on, bro.
I need to take a picture of the sign. Pretty good. I said I need to take a picture of both signs. And then we're also leaving those. We're working on those.
You want to take a You said you did get a picture of it or not?
No, I need to take a picture. Okay.
She's a little spicy, huh?
Bro, I literally came out here and I was like, hey, I saw you get money from that one person. And I'm just telling you that there's a city ordinance in place that prevents you from panhandling at this intersection. Right? I said, I'm giving you the opportunity to leave right now. Right? She argued with me, and I still gave her the opportunity to leave. And then at one point, I was just like, I'm done. Do that. Yeah. She had enough of a chance to leave. I hadn't seen her before do it, so I was just gonna warn her. And she was like, you know what? I'm gonna try him. If you want.
By the end of it, Ms. Patach was officially placed under arrest and transported to jail, where the officers likely came to the realization of the fact that everything they did to her was illegal. So in order to save face, the officers went ahead and charged Ms. Patach with resisting an officer without violence and a noise complaint. Both charges that made absolutely no sense considering the initial contact was unjustified anyway. No further updates have been made in regard to this case, and it's unclear whether Ms. Patach fought the charges or not, and whether she plans to take civil action against the DeLand Police Department. Next, we're looking at a case where a man exercising his right to record police officers got harassed and threatened before being assaulted by a supervisor who wanted to assert his authority in front of everyone. On August 20th, 2022, two young men were at the New London Police Department's parking lot where one of them, namely Daniel Kokoska, had his mobile phone out to record his surroundings. After a couple minutes had passed before an officer responded to the parking lot and immediately started harassing Mr. Daniel and trying to question both men as if they had done something terribly wrong or illegal. Let's begin by watching the body cam footage from one of the officers who initially made contact with Mr. Daniel.
Hey, can I help you? What are you guys doing?
Filming.
For what?
Because I can. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You like it. But I never seen one girl. Exactly. I like it.
Me like to see what nothing.
Any reason you're filming?
Wait, what?
Don't want to answer any questions? What about you? You want to answer any questions? Or?
They heard this. They stated that those two were over their department videotaping and refused to identify themselves.
You can get off that car.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for doing right there.
Now, before we proceed with the footage, let's quickly discuss the importance of exercising your constitutional rights, especially the ones that often come into play during interactions with law enforcement. We've seen Mr. Daniel completely refuse to answer any of the officer's questions. He was also quick to state this right away and made sure the officer understood that he was exercising his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. The Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution protects individuals from being compelled to incriminate themselves in a criminal case. By asserting his right to remain silent, Mr. Daniel effectively communicated that he did not wish to provide any information that could potentially be used against him. It is worth noting that the right to remain silent is not an admission of guilt or an indication of wrongdoing. It is a fundamental right that allows individuals to protect themselves legally. Law enforcement officers must respect and honor this right, and individuals should feel empowered to assert it when they believe it is necessary. Anyway, now that there were several officers present, things started to escalate. Let's continue watching the footage.
Alright, you guys are done now.
So,
Yeah.
for what?
I'm asking you to leave I'm asking you to leave private property now. Get out of the lot. Do you have to leave business here? Yeah. I'm asking you, okay, can you look in the lobby, but you're not going to the lobby. You can leave. I'm not doing anything. I'm not asking. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Are you here for police business?
Does it matter?
Yes. You're now in a private lot and you're being asked to
Where's
leave.
the sign? Where's the sign?
I'm telling you now.
It doesn't
Go.
matter.
Leave,
No.
please.
Let's
go.
No. It's
Off
not how
the
this
property,
works.
please.
It's not how this works.
Let's go.
It's not.
I'm not asking you.
Okay.
Get off the property.
I'm not.
Let's go.
I'm not.
Then you can end up downstairs in our lockup.
I'm listening to you.
Okay. You need to leave now, please.
For what?
You're not here for police business.
I just told you I was going in the lobby.
Okay.
Now.
Then you can go up in the lobby.
I can go up in the lobby
Yep.
when I'm ready.
No,
There's no
you
time
can-
limit.
okay. You're not gonna be out here with private, with officers.
Where are your
personal.
signs?
Okay, I'm telling you.
Where are your signs?
There are no signs. But
Exactly.
you're being given
I'm
a
allowed to
lawful
be, no,
order
you're
to
not. What law?
disperse.
What law?
Disorderly conduct. You're being given. Yes. Let's go.
If you want here, disorderly conduct.
Let's go.
Come on, disorderly conduct.
Let's go.
You want to call it? Let's do it.
Let's go.
You want to call it? Let's do it. Because I'm doing nothing wrong. No.
Why you gotta come out here and bust balls?
Bust balls? You came out here. I was doing nothing wrong.
Okay, you're out here filming people's.
I'm
personal
allowed
cars.
to.
Okay. Again.
Again, what?
Do you have anything
so I'm
better
allowed
to do
to.
than come
Then
here and do
thank
this?
you. I'm not going to answer
All
any more questions. I'm going to
Let's go.
continue doing what I do.
Touching me?
You're touching me?
Off the property.
You're touching me?
Off the property.
Stop
Let's
touching
go.
me, please.
Off the
Stop
property.
touching me, please.
It doesn't. You're being asked to leave.
It doesn't matter. You
You're
can't
being
just
asked
ask
to
me.
leave. Yes, you can.
Listen, time out.
Yes,
No, you can't.
You want to come in for police business?
Listen, no. It doesn't. I don't even need police business.
Okay.
Even if I wasn't here for police business, it doesn't matter.
You're not going
This
to
is
stand out.
public
You're not
property.
going to
I can stand out.
No,
here.
you're being
I
asked
can't.
to
It doesn't
leave.
matter.
Yes.
I haven't done anything wrong. You
You're
need to
being
commit a
asked to
crime
leave.
or be suspected of a crime. Like, how are you this high and you don't
You're
even know
now
that?
being asked
And then
to
you're putting
leave,
your
sir.
hands on me? What's
You're
wrong
being
with you?
asked to leave.
You need to go do your homework.
Okay, I'm doing my homework.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you need to go
You
read
need
the
to leave
laws.
the property,
No.
sir.
I need to commit a crime for you to have me leave public property. This is
You're
not
now
private.
being given a lawful order
No,
to leave
law
the
for-
property
I
by
need-
a
what's the
police
law?
officer. Okay, trespass.
That's not, no. You can't trespass me for public property when I haven't broken a law.
Okay,
Come on.
Are you here for police business?
I just told you I was.
Okay, then what is the police business you're
I don't
here
need
for?
to tell you.
Yes, you do.
No, I
You're not
don't.
here for police business.
I don't
That's
need
what
to
it
tell.
is.
All right, I'm not going to answer any more questions, and I'm standing right here until I'm ready to go inside.
And we're gonna stand right here with you.
Go ahead.
Okay, I got all night, dude. I got till 7 o'clock in the morning. Can you start touching me?
As seen in the footage, the supervisor suddenly started ordering Mr. Daniel to leave the police department's parking lot. Even though this was a huge mistake, he then proceeded to claim that the parking lot was private property, and if Mr. Daniel refused to leave, he'd be arrested and taken inside the station for disorderly conduct. These were some ballsy threats, so let's investigate them. Now for the main question, is a police station's parking lot private property or public property? To answer this, we must first understand what a police station even is. A police station refers to a building or buildings that are used to accommodate police officers, and it usually includes offices, temporary holding cells, in some cases canteen and parking lot. There may also be police staff accommodation within the police station. The police station is meant to serve the public. Alright, now what is a public property? Public property refers to any property that is meant for public use and is owned by the government, not individuals or groups of people. We've effectively answered the main question. A police station, including its parking lot, is indeed a public property as it is intended to accommodate the public. So, in simple terms, Mr. Daniel had every right to remain on the property, and the supervisor's orders were completely unlawful and unconstitutional. Also, threatening Mr. Daniel with arresting him for disorderly conduct was simply another intimidation tactic to try and get him to comply. The thing is, to be found guilty of disorderly conduct under General Statutes, Section 53A-182, the state of Connecticut has the burden to prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the defendant, while acting with an intent to cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm, or recklessly creating a risk of the same, engaged in one of the following acts: engaging in fighting, engages in violent or threatening behavior. By engaging in offensive or disorderly acts, you annoy or interfere with another person, you make unreasonable noise, you disturb a lawful assembly or gathering of persons, you obstruct the flow of traffic or pedestrians, blocking traffic, ignore lawful orders of the police to disperse from a congregation of other persons in a public place, you are a peeping Tom. Judging by this, it's clear that Mr. Daniel did not meet the standards of a valid disorderly conduct charge, once again exposing the supervisor's corruption. But things get a lot worse as the supervisor begins losing his patience and allows his tyrannical side to take control. Let's see what unfolded.
Can you? No.
I'm allowed to move.
Okay, so am I.
Okay, just keep touching me.
Let's go.
Jay, take your camera out.
Let's go.
Excuse me, sir.
Do you really want to do this?
I don't care, because I haven't done
Let's
anything
go.
wrong. You're the one making yourself look like
Get
a clown.
off the property.
No.
You don't need to be on
If
the
you
property.
had a reason and you could really arrest me, you already would have done it.
It's Saturday and I don't feel like leaving downstairs all weekend. I really don't.
I don't believe that.
This is
This
got
is
no
what?
need to be down here, dude.
I can be, yes, I do.
What
I'm
is
not
your
going to tell
police
you,
business
but I
to
can be here.
What is your police business?
I'm doing what I need to do.
Okay.
So,
If you go near a personal car,
I'll go near whatever.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you.
If you go
I'm going
near-
to tell
you
you.
can
I'm
stay
done
there
here.
and you can
No,
do
because
anything
now I
you
can
want.
stay here and now I can do that.
because I got better.
No, because now you're wrong. I can record those cars. I can record any car in this parking lot
If
I
I
want.
catch you touching a vehicle or try to open a door, I want to arrest you.
Now it goes to that. Did you see me do that before you touched me
but
and did
if
all
I
that?
Catch you doing it.
Did you see me?
I got
do it?
better to do to you.
That's
Sit
what
down
you
here
keep
and deal
saying,
with
but
this
you're
stuff.
out here.
Okay.
You would have never came out here if you had something better
But I
to
said,
do.
if you need something, come up into the lobby and deal with it.
I'll be up there when I'm ready.
We're all set.
Thank you.
Loser, got nothing better to do, dude.
You're a loser. You are a loser.
Go find something better to do with your life.
Me?
I'm sorry.
You're the one that came running outside like you're tough guy, you clown.
What a waste of time. Go back.
No, I'm a waste of time. That's why you're out here wasting time. Now leave him. After you already touched me, loser. How many times did you touch me, clown? How many? That's why you can't. Don't be personal calls right now. What are you gonna do? And I didn't even look at him before. Now I will. Because of you. Good job.
As ridiculous as it sounds, we've just seen an innocent man get physically assaulted by a senior police officer just because he had his mobile phone out recording everything visible to the public. And all this happened without any of his officers correcting him or advising him to de-escalate. This is an appropriate time to clarify whether it was a crime to record the police station's parking lot. As per the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. The main idea in the current context would be the freedom of the press, which allows anyone to freely record while on public property. Also, in terms of recording the police, the 11th Circuit has held that citizens also have a First Amendment right to photograph or videotape the police because the First Amendment protects the right to gather information about what public officials do on public property. And a quick side note, parking lots attached to public buildings are considered public property if the building they serve is a public entity, such as government buildings or libraries. These parking lots serve the public and are funded using taxpayer money. All these factors lead to the same conclusion. Mr. Daniel had every right to record without being harassed.
Possibly. Turkish bath?
Abdul?
Yeah, this is a lot.
Oh, where do you see him? Oh, wow. That's funny, yeah, I haven't seen him since the academy. He's like he works in Rochester? I didn't even know it was a town.
Yes. It's small.
All the way on like the other end of the state.
Also, let's quickly discuss how the supervisor shamelessly assaulted Mr. Daniel by pushing him away and restricting his movement. As per Connecticut Police Officer Standards and Training Council Use of Force Policy, police officers must use only the minimum level of force necessary to achieve a lawful purpose. Any use of force must be reasonable, proportionate to the threat, and employed in a manner consistent with this policy. While not an actual use of force, the mere presence of a police officer can be intimidating to some. Therefore, officers should be mindful of their body language and tone of voice upon arrival at a scene and throughout their interaction with subjects, complainants, and witnesses. Now, in the supervisor's case, he was certainly not trying to achieve a lawful purpose whatsoever. He simply wasn't happy with a free man exercising his rights, so he decided to rough him up. Anyway, to further expose the New London Police Department, listen closely to what one of the officers says when walking back to the station's stairway.
Not breaking laws. Who's above you inside? I need to talk to a supervisor.
Out of curiosity, why? I mean, Saturday night, you guys can't go somewhere, hang out, like, you decided tonight was the night to film the police department parking lot.
Yeah, it's a hobby.
Senate Ferguson, 606.
Yeah, Lewis 665.
Sadowski 688. Sadowski 688.
Another one?
Lewis 665.
You guys need to got it.
Trying to borderline interfere with my traffic stop.
If you heard it right, one of the officers stated that Mr. Daniel borderline interfered with his traffic stop. This was a clear attempt to justify the supervisor's unwarranted use of force. Plus, let's not ignore the unprofessional remarks made by the supervisor himself during his exchange with Mr. Daniel. His actions were continuously going against his department's own mission. Our mission is to empower our personnel to work in partnership with the community toward improving the quality of life within the city of New London through preserving peace, reducing fear, and providing an overall safe environment. Anyway, Mr. Daniel rightfully walked into the station soon after this encounter to file a formal complaint. This was also captured on body cam.
Oh, can I help you?
Yeah, your supervisor.
One of them, yeah.
So I was outside, walking through the parking lot, taping. Your officers, 3 of them came out. Supervisor started pushing me around, giving out lawful orders.
Giving out what kind of orders?
Unlawful. He kept trying to tell me I'm trespassing and I'm disorderly when I wasn't doing anything.
Well, it's a lawful order.
If you're doing it.
But
If you're committing that crime, it's a lawful order, but when you're not.
to read the statute for trespass first, after giving a lawful order,
Yeah, you have to be committing a crime.
regardless if it's supposed to or not.
No, but you have to be committing a crime to be trespassing public property.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Oh, that's just like the rest of them. I need 3 complaint forms and how do I request that body cam footage?
That's good. Do that for a while.
Through here though, or with town hall? Through record? Okay, so I don't get the complaint.
You want a complaint form? How many?
No, 3. 4.
3 complaints. But there's 2 of you. You can put more than one officer on a form. Is that what you're
No, I
asking?
know, I want to put, I do them individual.
So you want 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get your name, badge number?
Yeah, we're good. Got your license.
You
Alright.
guys have better for the public.
Ultimately, it's unclear whether Mr. Daniel proceeded to file the complaint and if any further action was taken. Moving on, we're looking at another case involving the DeLand Police Department where officers abused their power and created problems for an innocent individual by lying about a traffic violation before illegally taking his car from him. On Thanksgiving Day, November 23, 2023, a man was driving home with his partner when he noticed a patrol vehicle tailing him with lights and sirens switched on. He immediately understood that he was being pulled over by the officer, so he was quick to slow down and eventually came to a complete stop by the side of the road. However, he remained confused as to why an officer would conduct a traffic stop on him. Let's watch what happened next, as it was all captured on his mobile phone.
Grab take a photo of the van real fast, so I'm not staying out here in the road too long.
Go ahead, bud. Can I get out and see my car?
No, you can after we get up, because I don't want you out in the roadway, okay? Anytime, I'll be right back.
As seen in the footage, Officer Cooper grabbed the man's details and went back into his patrol vehicle to run the information. Note that the man was yet to be informed about the reason for the stop. He was still unaware of why he was being detained at that point. Note that even though this might sound slightly ridiculous, cops have the option not to tell people why they're being pulled over. Although they do not have any obligation to tell a driver why they're being pulled over, they must have a reason that will make the stop justified. If taken to court, the police officer must provide their reason. If one feels they are being stopped unlawfully, it is within their rights to capture video of the encounter, which could be used as evidence. So, judging by this, the man was certainly smart for making sure to record the officers to hold them accountable if needed later on.
Don't do it. Don't talk to him. Nothing. You don't have to, she doesn't have to give her name, does she?
Okay.
Put your window up. You don't have to talk to him. You don't have to talk to him. You didn't do no crime. When you don't do no crime, you don't have to talk to them. When you say, ask you a question, you say, do I have to answer your question? Do I have to? What's your name? You didn't do nothing wrong. It's none of his business.
Hey, sir, what's your name?
You have my ID?
I don't have your ID.
Amir.
Amir?
Yes.
All right. My name's Corporal Harris.
Okay.
Go ahead and start calling a ride to pick you up and get whatever you need out of this vehicle is being towed.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
The officer that's conducting the traffic stop will tell you shortly. Okay?
He's gonna get towed. Can you? He's gonna tell me why he's getting towed. You have a supervisor?
I'm the supervisor.
You're the supervisor.
Yes.
So you're not gonna tell me why I'm getting towed.
The officer that conducts your traffic stop will do that.
Okay, I'll wait for him to tell me what it is.
Okay. If you want to call a ride, then you.
Well, I want to know why is this car gonna get towed? This is my car. I'm the dealer. I'm the owner. It's a dealer car. So what is he wants to tow it for? You should know because you're a supervisor.
Now this is where things get rather absurd. We saw Corporal Harris approach the vehicle from the other side and attempt to speak with the passenger, but was quickly shut down by the man who identified himself as Mr. Amir. Following this, Corporal Harris didn't attempt to continue speaking to the passenger and simply walked back to the patrol vehicle where Officer Cooper was. Firstly, the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution states that every citizen shall enjoy the right to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. While this right applies to passengers and drivers during a traffic stop, you have slightly different rights and responsibilities as a passenger. While the police have the authority to ask for the driver's identification during a traffic stop, they don't have that same authority with regard to the passenger. As a passenger in a vehicle, if the police do not have reasonable suspicion to believe that you have committed a crime, it is legal to refuse to show identification. Reasonable suspicion means that the officer must have a reasonable belief that you have committed a crime or are about to commit a crime. Plus, it's important to keep in mind that, as a passenger and as a driver, you have the right to remain silent. Judging by this, Mr. Amir had done nothing wrong by preventing Corporal Harris from speaking to the passenger. But as we've seen, this might have been why Corporal Harris decided to immediately escalate the situation by informing Mr. Amir that his car would be towed and that he should call a ride soon. Looking at the situation at hand, it would be safe to assume that this was done out of pure retaliation. Corporal Harris's ego likely didn't enjoy the fact that Mr. Amir helped the passenger exercise her constitutional rights.
What's your name and badge number? You don't have to give it to me. When a citizen asks you for a name and badge number, you're not going to give it to me. What's your badge number? You don't have to give me the badge number. By your rules, when a citizen asks, you should give them their name and badge number. You don't have to. Okay. That's okay. You don't have to. By your policy, you're not allowed. You don't have to. No. By your policy of the line PD, you're the line PD. So when a citizen asks you for your name and badge number, you say you don't have to give it.
No. I
Okay.
give you my name.
Okay, that's fine.
I give my name.
No problem.
I'm the supervisor, so.
All right.
Any other questions I can help you with there now?
Tell me why my car is getting towed. Sure, no problem.
All right.
Now we've just witnessed Corporal Harris refusing to completely identify himself by not giving Mr. Amir his badge number. Broadly speaking, law enforcement officers do not have a legal duty to disclose either their identities or their agencies of affiliation, even if asked directly. Certain municipalities require police officers to identify themselves if asked, but there is currently no federal statute requiring officer disclosure of such information. But here's something very crucial. Understanding the duty of law enforcement officers to identify themselves is essential for protecting the rights of individuals and ensuring the administration of justice. When law enforcement officers identify themselves, they provide essential information about their role and authority. This allows individuals to understand why they are being stopped or questioned, providing transparency and accountability for law enforcement actions. At the end of the day, without knowledge of the officer's identity, individuals may be unable to file complaints or seek legal recourse if their rights have been violated. Additionally, refusals to identify can erode public trust in law enforcement and lead to increased tension and conflict between law enforcement and the community.
He wants to tow my car. There's no reason for him to tow my car. No reason. There is no reason for him to tow my car. For the headlight? Or for a tag light? He's probably butthurt because I said you don't have to talk to him. You didn't do nothing. Why should he give you a name? For what? You didn't break no crime. Why is he asking you for your name? Like this.
Were you able to find a ride, sir?
I'll figure it out. But he said he's a supervisor.
Yes.
Oh, and he said my car's getting towed.
Yes.
For what reason?
Because it's not registered.
Okay. So do you know about dealer cars?
Okay. Please do inform me.
All right. So dealer cars are none of these cars are registered to a dealer because they're going to get registered to the person who buys it. I have a registration in the back on my tag
Okay.
and insurance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All the cars that are still on the dealer, they're not registered. We buy them, and we have registration to drive them.
For test drives, correct?
Or to take it home. I just took a class. We can take it home and go back. We have to drive them and check them and see if they're okay or not. I just took a class on that.
Yeah, to test drive them, not to drive around for your own personal use.
No, we can go home and come. We can use it.
Are you coming from work? No. Are you headed to work? No.
I'm not going to say nothing else. You want to write me a ticket? That's fine.
Right.
So you're going to tow you're towing my car for what reason? Because?
Because it's not a registered vehicle, okay? And your dealer tag's not for personal use. Okay? You are getting a citation for not the proper headlight, okay? Because your driver's side headlight's out, okay?
Alright.
So there's that one.
Sure.
And then the criminal citation's for not having a registered vehicle in the roadways, okay? Alright? So you'll get some court paperwork in the mail, okay?
What's your name, sir?
Officer Cooper.
And your badge number?
It's all on there. It's GL778.
Alright, thank you.
Alright? Alright, so the tow truck, it's getting towed by Richard's Towing, okay?
Mr. Amir stopped recording for a moment here as he noticed something very troubling in the citation he was given by Officer Cooper. Firstly, as Mr. Amir informed Officer Cooper, the car he was driving was a dealer car, and the dealership was owned by him. So there was a dealer plate attached to the vehicle at the rear. But upon reading the ticket, Mr. Amir noticed that a completely different vehicle tag number was printed on it. In other words, the officers were caught red-handed trying to falsify a citation. Bear in mind that such corruption can be labeled as official misconduct as per the 2023 Florida Statute, Section 838.022. It is unlawful for a public servant or public contractor to knowingly and intentionally obtain a benefit for any person or to cause unlawful harm to another by falsifying or causing another person to falsify any official record or official document.
But you didn't put this tag number on it. You put some other tag number, which I don't know what tag number you put on it. Alright. I'll put a complaint because this is wrong what you're doing. Or your supervisor told you to do it, or you're doing it on your own. Did your supervisor ask you to do this, or you doing it on your own record?
He didn't ask me to do anything. I told him what we were doing, and he said yes.
Okay.
Are the keys in it, sir?
The key's in there. Yeah, what towing company is this?
Richard's Towing?
Richard?
Yeah.
In DeLand?
111 Old Daytona Road.
I'm going to be coming right now to take it.
Come right now. Come tomorrow. We're closed.
Alright.
Thanksgiving night, we're done.
Yeah, I know.
You call before you show up. Just don't show up at the shop. Nobody's there.
Alright. Great job, man. This is DeLand PD at its best. You know? They put the wrong tag number on my car, and it's in the ignition. There isn't? Oh, I'll probably took it out.
Alright.
That's a habit.
Alright.
Towing my car for these reasons. Yeah. Hey boss, when you get there, can you turn my inside light off so the battery don't die out on me? Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one, bro.
Hey, what happened? Your plates are suspended?
No, my plates are good. I'm a dealer. I just came here, and look, that's my dealer. It's valid.
I need to find out what they're doing.
Huh? What?
I need to ask officers what they're doing.
Yes.
I'm leaving. I'm putting one more thing on.
Yeah,
You need me to stick around?
You know, it's locked inside. Lock the car door.
Okay.
Yes.
When you come to get this car tomorrow,
Yeah.
you gotta have all new registration. You need to have plates. You can't use your dealer plates.
No,
Make sure.
I have. Look, I have.
I don't
registration.
care. He told me they're not. You can only use it from point A to point B. You can't use it
Yes, but this.
from your shop to the thing there. So you
The-
can't use them dealer plates
No,
to
I
get that
have-
car out tomorrow. When you come to get the car, you can't use them plates.
That's the only thing a dealer can get out.
Well, you need to register that car. You need to bring registration.
We don't.
I don't care. I'm just telling you
What he
just
said.
told me.
Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I know
Really?
what I'm talking about, and
Yeah.
I gotta follow his rules.
Okay.
If I don't follow his rules,
Yeah.
I go to jail, and I'm not
No,
going to
I
jail
don't-
for you.
Okay, I got you.
Okay?
All right.
Let's get that straight right now.
Officer Cooper informed the tow truck driver that Mr. Amir's vehicle was technically unregistered, and that was why he was getting it towed. But this was totally false and inaccurate. It's made clear that, as a dealer, you're allowed to purchase extra dealer plates to use for your business. Per Section 320.13 Florida statutes, you can purchase these plates to use on your vehicle inventory while they are for sale. Vehicles that are operated in connection with your business can use your dealer plates. This also counts for vehicles that are being used for demonstration, vehicles that are traveling to or from your dealership, loaner vehicles to customers while repairs are being made to their own vehicle, and on other service-type vehicles used by the dealership. Up next, we're looking at an incident from Ohio where a police officer pulled a driver over and then made up a reason to prolong the detention beyond necessary. To make things worse, the officer even violated the passenger's rights by getting their ID without reasonable suspicion. In November 2023, a man and his wife were driving around town when Officer White with the Ashtabula Police Department allegedly observed that they failed to use their turn signal multiple times. The driver admitted that the vehicle's turn signals were rather unreliable, meaning there may have been a mechanical issue. Anyway, Officer White decided to make things a lot more complicated when he realized that the driver was not going to let anyone violate his rights.
How we doing?
Good. I'm Officer White, Asheville City Police Department. We supposed to stop today. You used your turn signal twice. All right, you didn't use it on Elm Street, turning on West 48th Street. You also didn't use it prior to making your turn.
I used it back there. I used it back there. I put it on back there, but I think it's
okay.
a little
Well, just letting
janky.
you know that that's in good stuff.
That's fine.
Okay, do you have your driver's license, proof of insurance?
I don't have my insurance on me.
No? Okay. Do you happen to have any weapons in the vehicle today?
Nope.
Okay.
And then,
It used to have a CCW, so that's what I'm asking.
yeah, but the new law says that even if I do, I don't have to tell you.
If I ask you,
No, that's not the new law.
it absolutely is.
No, it's not.
If I ask you, you have to answer truthfully. That is the law.
Well, actually, it isn't. The new law says I don't have to disclose anything, but I don't have.
Just to quickly clarify, the driver indeed was not obligated to declare his concealed firearm in case he was carrying one. As per the key state laws, there is no duty to inform a law enforcement officer that you're carrying a concealed firearm in Ohio. Now, clearly Officer White was uneducated in this regard and confidently refuted the driver's factual claims, which just showed that he was rather incompetent. This trait soon plays a big role in this ridiculous encounter.
Almost no.
Okay, do you happen to have your proof of insurance on you?
I just said I don't have it with me.
You don't have it with you?
I just got this vehicle.
Do you have insurance on the vehicle?
Yes.
What provider do you have for?
What is the name of that place? It's a weird name. It's where you can pay daily or weekly, or it's a weird name.
You don't know who your insurance provider is?
I forget the name of
Okay.
it.
Ma'am, do you happen to have your ID on you?
She don't have to ID herself.
She absolutely does.
No, she don't. She's a passenger.
And she's not
You
wearing
pulled
a
me
seat-
over.
And she's not wearing a seatbelt, so she is required to identify herself by law.
Here we go.
We're not going to play this game back
Yeah.
and forth. Okay?
Well, there will be a lawsuit and a complaint. What's your name and badge number?
Okay, we're not going to go back.
What's your name and badge number?
I've already identified myself as Officer White with the Asheville City Police.
Okay, what's your badge number?
It's a P9. That's irrelevant to the situation.
No, it ain't. You have to answer that question. It's,
Right.
it's in your policy.
You guys just sit tight. I'll be right back.
It's in your policy. All these new cops. Can't wait for the new city manager. You're getting a ticket. He's a young piece of shit. Oh, you. Oh, that's that punk. Taco Bell. He done that on purpose. Then he run my tag into my name. Well, he's gonna have a complaint on him right now. And I'm gonna do a 4-year on him. I'm gonna know everything about him. I'm gonna know his everything. How long he's been a police officer, how many complaints he's got, everything. Watch. A spider. It's on the outside.
And once again, Officer White's incompetence comes into play here. He suddenly switched from the driver to the passenger, unnecessarily demanding her ID and trying to justify it with the claim that she was not wearing a seatbelt. Now, as we've discussed in a previous incident, there is no constitutional bar that prevents an officer from asking a passenger in an automobile for identification. Multiple courts, including the U.S. Supreme Court and the Georgia Supreme Court, have ruled that attempting to identify the occupants of an automobile is within an officer's prerogatives in order to assure the officer's safety. A passenger is not required to give identification in response to that request. This also ties in with the Fourth Amendment, which we've also discussed. A passenger has the right to remain secure from unreasonable searches and seizures, including the requirement to provide identification, unless there is reasonable suspicion or probable cause of a crime. Speaking of which, Officer White tried to justify his demand by accusing the passenger of not wearing a seatbelt. But the thing is, occupants of a vehicle are allowed to remove their seatbelts once the vehicle is parked and stationary, especially in traffic stops like the current one. So how can Officer White so confidently assume that the passenger never had the seatbelt on? Lastly, a minor note to bear in mind is that we learn how Officer White has a history with the couple, apparently bugging them here and there for no reason. This may imply a case of harassment or bias targeting by Officer White towards the couple. It raises concerns about his professionalism and impartiality in his interactions with them. More on this soon.
They don't like being recorded and shouldn't hold the laws. You just said you just took the seatbelt off. You didn't see it. For a turn signal. Black duty's cool. And I did use my turn signal. I know I did. He just wanted to pull me over. For no reason. For no reason. I had my turn signal on both times. He just wanted to pull me over. Was he a punk? See, now I'd be respectful and stuff to him, because he's cool. Well, the times I've talked to him.
Are you serious? 3 cop cars? Are y'all kidding?
They're idiots.
All over.
Black dude? No. Oh, the one behind us?
Yeah.
He ain't cool. Dude, that day.
No, the day you came up there and arrested that one dude for he was recording us and taking pictures of him. Him and the older guy. Those officers still. I don't know.
You gotta tell him about it. I'm gonna do a complaint, FOIA request, and everything. And a lawsuit. White dude. They wouldn't be pulling me over if I was in my Mercedes. Yeah, let's see. It's already been, yep. You got 4 more minutes. And then I start charging $10,000 a minute. Mr. Walford, can I speak to you? Can I speak to you for a minute? Not too bad. You remember me, don't you?
Yeah, how you doing?
Not too bad. Yeah, I have my turn signal on and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a complaint and everything on him. You're cool. I mean, I'm glad you won the force.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Was that the day you talked to him? We talked?
Yeah.
Man, you was cool as hell.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I've had good interactions with you too.
I remember you. How you doing?
Not too bad. But I had my blinker on both times. What are you saying? You know. So I'm gonna do a 4-year on him, complaint, and lawsuit. Cause this dude, like where she works at, Taco Bell, he come up here, went and do first time. He finally done something, eventually.
Wasn't I just out with you at Taco Bell?
Yeah. That's my little
See,
kind of like.
if I was in my
I don't
Mercedes,
know.
he wouldn't be with me. This is my winter beater.
I got you.
That's in my regular car.
I paid $500 for it and
I'll
put.
give you 6.
Well, I put I paid $5 for it.
Yeah, what I had that day was really good. What was it?
The grilled cheese.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah, the
you going
grill.
you ever want Taco Bell?
Yeah.
You like Taco Bell? She works Tuesday. Well, go up there and get it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Because, I mean, you guys are good cops.
Appreciate it.
But that one back there, I've talked to him before and had run-ins with him, not being pulled over. He just, excuse my language, but he's too young, and he's got a chip on his. And he don't like how I told him that you need to do your damn job. Just sitting there and not doing nothing. So he run my tag, he pulled me over. No, he got the name.
Oh.
I know it, so I'm gonna know everything about him. And it's all on YouTube. So the department's probably gonna get a lot of calls and emails. See, if it was one of you guys, pulled me over, and if, you know, I'd believe you. You know what I mean? But I know damn well I had my, and she even said, you know what I mean? So I got a witness, but I'd respect you guys.
You want me to check them?
Huh?
You want me to check them? You know
Well, I know they work.
Okay.
Because I put, that's another thing. I paid $500 for it for my brother, and I put over 1,000 into it so far, and still going. But brand new tail lights, brand new bulb, everything.
Oh, okay.
It's like brand new tires.
Brand new tires, brand new, which I gotta adjust the front end, but brand new front bumper.
Okay.
I mean, been doing a lot of brand new shocks.
You don't work today?
Yeah, she's being late now because of this dude.
What time you going in?
I was supposed to be there at 10, but I told him I was going to be late because I wasn't going.
Yeah, that's where we just done her voting. Trying to get grippy in there. Get rid of him. Him ears. That's lame. Come on now.
I think you kind of fixed it now.
Yeah.
Clearly, the driver was having a very pleasant interaction with the other 2 police officers present at the scene. But this raises a question. Why does a traffic violation stop require 3 or 4 different police officers? On another note, it's worth mentioning that it has now been over 10 minutes since the traffic stop was initiated, and this is beginning to become a major issue, as it's actually illegal to unnecessarily prolong a traffic stop. An officer who conducts a traffic stop may extend the period reasonably necessary to issue a citation or warning only where he or she has a reasonable suspicion of criminal activity, or where the motorist consents to a prolonged stop. In fact, the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that prolonging a traffic stop without there being a reasonable suspicion that another offense has been committed was an example of unreasonable search and seizure. Now let's see what happened when Officer White finally got back to the driver with a citation.
In that area?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we were just down there. There was one lady and her camp is gone.
Are they planning?
No, it's been
There
gone,
was
yeah.
a load of people down there before.
Yeah.
You ready, Beck? Alright, you still living on Jefferson Avenue?
Yep. I'm gonna do a 4-year on you, link, and everything else. I'm gonna know everything about you. If I was in my Mercedes, you wouldn't even with me.
What's your phone number?
I ain't giving it. I know I had my blinkers on, so I got proof of it too. And I got a witness. You just run
You're going to be issued a citation today. Is going to be for improper turn signal. Okay, you could actually be issued 2 citations for both offenses. I'm going to give you the 1 citation today. You're going to have an option to court date. The option to court date is going to be November 22nd, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. in Asheville Municipal Court. All right. Personal appearance is not required. However,
hey guys, I know it all. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I'm going to explain.
I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
So anyway, so you have an option to
oh God.
Okay. If you choose
I don't want to hear it. You don't have to explain it. I know it. You don't have to. I'm telling you. I don't even have to sign it either.
There you go. If you don't sign it, you're going to be under arrest.
Really? That's a fake. Look it up. Yeah, her ID.
You're going to get it back when I'm done with you.
Oh, is she?
Why are you going to read it to me? I haven't done
I told you.
I'm being formal.
No, you're not.
So I'm supposed to, okay? I didn't call you out of your name.
I know that,
say anything improper to you. At no point.
There you go.
At no point. You think I'm the only one being rude here? Okay.
I can be rude. I can say whatever I want to. You can't do about it. No, I can say anything I want. First Amendment. Yeah, try to put my First Amendment. I dare you. I can call you. I can do whatever I want. Say what I want. And you can't say interference or any of that stuff because that's a physical act. He's probably going to write you a ticket too because when you took your seatbelt off after we stopped.
I love my Dodgers. I love them back in the muscle day cars.
Well, I like some old Dodgers. Yeah. My uncle's got some cool
ones. And of course, here's your ID back. All right, I'm going to give you a verbal warning today for not wearing your seatbelt. You got to make sure you have your seatbelt on. Okay?
Which I have it on video. She took it off when we stopped.
Whatever. So, do you guys have
Don't
any
whatever
questions,
me.
comments, or concerns?
No. I'm gonna know everything about you, and you're gonna have a complaint on your record.
I'm not gonna sit here and have this debate on.
I don't care what you want to do, but you can't say I can't say nothing to you. So get your take. You're dismissed. I'll leave when you leave.
All right, you be safe, all right?
You too, man. You guys have a great day. You hit bricks. You midget. Isn't it?
Clearly, Officer White had a severe ego problem, which became evident by the way his attitude changed when he realized that the driver was not one to mess with. The entire traffic stop lasted almost 17 minutes, which is well above what would be deemed a reasonable time frame to issue a simple citation for not using the turn signals. By the end of it, Officer White wrote the driver a citation and gave the passenger a verbal warning for the seatbelt. Both actions taken were completely bogus, unjustified, and unfounded. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter.